Assalamualaikum and good greetings. So today I'll be watching a video titled "Don't Ever Visit This Country," and in the thumbnail there's a Malaysian flag, which is the flag of my country. Hence I'm interested to know why he say don't ever visit this country, which I assume implies to Malaysia. Without further ado, let's watch.
What's up everyone, my name is Nick. Hey, Malaysia is a country in Southeast Asia, home to many ethnicities, beautiful wildlife and a silly amount of food. Now I've lived here for over 11 years and today I will tell you why you should never visit this country. Alright, without any further ado, let's just get into it. This is Global Gibbon.
So he have been in Malaysia for 11 years?
Malaysia has so much rainforest, there are white sandy beaches, there are crystal clear rivers that you can swim at, and yeah, there are waterfalls that you can visit. There are beautiful hikes you can do in national parks. Okay, don't even get me started on the wildlife.
However, I haven't went to many of those kind of places since the pandemic.
Here, there are orang-utan here, there are tigers here in Malaysia, there's even rhinos here in Borneo, and well...
Is he living in the Borneo side of Malaysia?
Even here in Malaysia, you can find the rhinoceros hornbill and other types of hornbills. So I guess if you don't like laying on a beach with a blue ocean, if you don't like swimming at crystal clear rivers, Malaysia is definitely not your place to go.
Okay, so I guess it's a reverse, is it reverse psychology or something? But you know.
Alright, so I've got another reason why you should never visit this country here, Malaysia. Well, this one has to do with visas, right? So Malaysia would offer you a 90-day visa when you come here, and they will give that upon arrival. You don't even have to apply for it. So yeah, and then if you want to extend it, if you want to stay longer, you can actually extend your visa up to 5 months. Can you imagine having so much flexibility with your time that you can just decide to do whatever you want to do? And really, Malaysia is so welcoming, it's so easy to get this visa. You don't even have to do anything, you just have to come and land in Malaysia. And really, the people here, they're so welcoming and so friendly. I mean, can you imagine?
By the way, I never knew that about the visa because of course I'm a citizen, so it never comes to my mind to even check out what is the policy with regard to that.
Oh, alright, so let's talk about the weather. I mean, it's always warm here in Malaysia. The temperature is always around 30 degrees and really every day the sun will be out. So you never have to wear long pants, you never have to wear a sweater or a jacket. And if you want to eat breakfast, lunch and dinner outside on a terrace, you can, because it's really always good weather here. And yeah, unfortunately, every day is a good day to go to the beach or to go for a hike. So I can imagine if you don't like the sun, if you don't like good weather every single day, then maybe never visit Malaysia.
Well, okay. Recently, of course, this video comes in April, so yeah, okay. But before that, when during the monsoon period and we have a lot of flood, during that time this does not apply. But again, he lives in Borneo side of Malaysia, I assume, based on these images. So I'm not sure whether what I just said just now applies to there as well, because it's in the peninsular side of Malaysia. Thinking of it, I have only once went to the Borneo side of Malaysia, which is to Kuching. I haven't really visit the national parks, etc. there, because I only went to the city part of the Kuching. So I myself is missing out on many of these as well, I think.
Alright, this is the next one on the list of the reasons why you should never visit this country, Malaysia. Let's talk about the people. There are so many different cultures here in Malaysia, people with so many different backgrounds, and somehow they all live peacefully together here. And really every culture, every tribe has their own unique characteristics that they really love sharing with you. So imagine walking down the street in one of the cities here in Malaysia and people are actually saying hi to you and people inviting you for a cup of coffee for just no reason. I mean, really, if you're not a people person, Malaysia is definitely not the place for you to visit.
Yeah, zero emission hydrogen bus. This is in Kuching. Anyway, I'm not a people person, so maybe should I still stay in Malaysia? Yeah, just about the hydrogen bus. I'm not sure whether it will be related to this, but I don't think so. But in Malaysia, I think only in Kuching nowadays, in the Sarawak part, where they have the pilot project for the hydrogen bus. The only time I visited Kuching and Sarawak is for this project when it is about to launch, when the bus is not yet running at that time, because they are still in development and setting up the station for the charging for or the refueling for the hydrogen bus. But it is good to see that it is all running now, and I cannot wait to visit back to see what is the progress with that one, because I was involved when during before the launch, basically.
Okay, so next point on this list of reasons why you should never visit this country, Malaysia, is, well, accessibility. You know, there are only a few hundred flights coming into the country every day. Like, Kuala Lumpur is not even the largest airport in the world, so how would you even get here? And then even if you make it to Malaysia, how would you get around? There are only motorcycles, taxis, trains, bicycles, boats, yeah, taxis like this one, so even getting around would be so difficult. It's all a big hassle to me. Now, even if you want to travel from West Malaysia to East Malaysia, you'll have to get on a cheap and very affordable flight, and really, it's just all such a big hassle here.
Yeah, with regard to that, I remember one of my friends that worked on the Borneo side, on Sarawak, and his wife is still in the Peninsula side. So he actually have to, travel back and forth every week by plane. At that time, of course, the cheap airline is Asia. After the pandemic, I'm not sure what happened to the airline, because, of course, the airline companies are, the most hard-hit companies with the pandemic. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Malaysia is a very affordable country. You can have a scrumptious meal for less than $3. And yes, that includes a drink as well. Accommodation starts at about $15 for a private room, and really, rainforests and many parks are free. Now, if you want to go to a bar and you would like to order a beer, you would have to cough up about $2 to $3 for a beer. Now, that's ridiculous. So, if you want to spend a lot of money on your holiday, then Malaysia is definitely not the place to be.
Yeah, of course, that really applicable for those who comes in with USD or Euro, right? Meaning that it becomes so cheap over here. But for local that earn money with this current, the local currency, it's not expensive per se, but it's not cheap either. Depend on how much you make, of course. But if I do understand for those who come with USD, with dollar, with yen, then it's so cheap over here. This is in Kuching. Yeah, this is the place that I visited. I stayed in one of the two hotels that you can see here. I forgot which one, if I remember correctly, because this is the place that I remember.
Malaysia is home to many large cities, villages and towns. There are world cities like Kuala Lumpur, Penang and Ipoh. There are seaside villages and cities like Kota Baru and Kota Kinabalu. If you want to spend time in the interior of Borneo with the locals that live in longhouses up on rivers, you can do so here in Malaysia. If you want to spend time on an island relaxing and meeting the local people there, you can do that also here in Malaysia. If you want to go shopping in some of the largest shopping malls in all the world, you can do that here in Malaysia. Hey, if you want to visit one of the largest museums in all of Southeast Asia, well, you can. But then again, who would want that?
Okay,
well, you can.
This museum, when I visited Kuching, I think it's still under renovation. because this is the meaning. As I mentioned, I lived for a few days in one of these hotels, and there's a big park in the middle here. I just saw from afar. I think it was under renovation when I visited, so I couldn't actually enter that one.
But then again, who would want that? Alright, I did not want to bring this up, but Malaysia has such a rich history. In every larger city, there are colonial buildings, there are museums like this one.
Yes, there are colonial buildings because the colonial power come into the country, or this land for resources. Back then it was spices, and we have English colonial power comes in, we have Dutch, we have Portuguese, what else? I forgot something. So yeah, hence we have buildings like this. And I used to have, meaning my great grandfather was Datuk Naning when that title is still there before he passed away. So he lived in a building like this, left by the English colonial power. So it is very big. We have two something like this. You have what is this, cannon, right? We have two cannon at the door, and then there's a big door, very big rooms, etc. So when I was small, we did enjoy having Eid celebration there with all the families until my great grandfather passed away. And because that title that he hold, Datuk Naning, is no longer, because he become the last one with that title, because that title is what do you call, pre-Malaysia, right? It is before Malaysian state come into existence, and that building becomes a museum. And yeah,
filled with beautiful paintings and really old artifacts. Malaysia has various art galleries that really host events all the time, all over the country. Okay, if you don't like music, then Malaysia is not your place to go. Here in Sarawak, there is even a World Rainforest Festival every year where people come from all over the world to enjoy beautiful music. There are jazz festivals throughout the country, and other techno and other parties, festivals throughout the year. Can you imagine sitting in a bar or in a pub and listening to beautiful live music with local instruments? I cannot imagine. So really, if you don't like art, culture, history and music, take Malaysia off your bucket list. If you don't like good food, avoid Malaysia. There are so
this happened to be during raining.
many unique dishes here in this Southeast Asian country. Even if you would spend 90 days here, that means you could have a different dish every single day. Alright, now then, even if you would come to Malaysia, you would have to decide whether you want Indian food, native food, a traditional Malay dish, or even some Chinese cuisine. Imagine having some beef rendang or chicken cooked in bamboo. Ugh. If you don't like good food, don't come to Malaysia.
That is definitely one of the things that, the most common thing people come to Malaysia to talk about is the food. Of course, it is. I guess it is fusion because we have, different big ethnicity comes together, not just living together, but because there's marriages between, the Malay and the Chinese, etc., etc. So it created fusion food, and hence you have, a variety of food choices.
Alright, so the next one, well, the last one on the list is a very important one, because you have to realize that even if you come to Malaysia, you might never leave. There's a great chance that you would never want to leave this country, because there's so much culture here. There's so much amazing nature to explore, and really the food, you'll never have enough of it. So really, even if you come down to Malaysia for some reason, prepare to never leave. So that is exactly what happened to me. I came to Malaysia 11 years ago, and I loved it so much that I never left. I'm still here after all these years. And yeah, that's really the thing here. There's so much to see, so much to explore, that even if I would be here my whole life, I would still not be able to fully see everything that this beautiful country has to offer. I mean, in my free time, I explore the jungles. I meet all these amazing people, and really, yeah, I don't think I can leave. Well,
so yeah, apparently, because I have seen quite a number of YouTubers already that is the case. They come and they stay, but I guess that is possible because they can somehow make money by showcase the video of their travel experiences. I think if you do not have that source of income, or you have a good savings that you can live off for the rest of your life here because it's cheap, it might be different, because if you have to work here and the option of work and the salary, etc., maybe the consideration would be different. But if you have a way to have an income while exploring the country like these YouTubers have, it would be great.
Well, I hope I have convinced you to never visit Malaysia, because you will truthfully have too much of a great time here. Now, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you understand that this was all a way for me to tell you that you should visit Malaysia, because it is a beautiful country. Now, thanks for watching. Leave a like, and why don't you leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. This is it. This is the end of the video. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Alright, so that's interesting. I have never come across this channel before. I'm not entirely sure whether he make his living with YouTube, or he actually have a work here, meaning 11 years, right? And YouTube have become a source of income, a big source of income, quite recent, I guess. So I'm not sure what he do for living throughout these 11 years. Interested to know. But yeah, have you ever visited Malaysia, and what do you think? If you have, or if you are planning to, whenever you come, if you want to meet and have whatever discussion, etc., please let me know. With that, thank you for watching. See you next time.